we are talking about betterment. And by the way, I should point out that Wilma was on with us at 12:12. Curtis was sure to mention that in our chat. Again, we're worried about becoming better and improving those connections and improving the people around you. That's what it takes to build a better life. And that's what we're talking about here in Live and Love Life. We're going to keep moving on with our discussions from our panelists because, again, that's the reason I've invited you here today. I really want you to meet all these people. And my next guest has been on a journey recently himself. Some that, people can't recover. It's that type of a concern. And maybe he'll get into telling you about that as he talks about igniting your intuition and unlocking your creativity for impact. Curtis, would you like to tell us a little bit about our next guest, Matthew Gardner? And I'll bring him on for you while you introduce him.
Fine. Thank you, RJ. Matthew Gardner, give you a bio here, Matthew, is the founder of Phoenix Rising Masterclass. He works collaboratively with visionary leaders and entrepreneurs who want to make the world a better place. In 2015, Matthew met his beautiful fiancée, Gail. They shared many great memories together. In 2018, Gail was diagnosed with breast cancer, very sad, which became terminal, and she subsequently passed away in April 2020. Sorry to hear about that. After his mental and emotional recovery, Matthew awakened to a new level of love and spiritual awareness. He now uses his awakening gifts to serve spiritual entrepreneurs. Thank you very much, Matthew, for being with us here today, and let's hear your story.
Thank you, Curtis. Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that was an awakening process for me with my fiancée Gail's passing. And what I realized, and I think this is very apropos for this audience here, that our physical body dying is not the end of life, particularly after Wilma, their previous guest. So that's exactly the experience I had after recovering from Gail's passing, her physical death. I was reborn into a new level of consciousness, a new level of spiritual awareness, and I've been in communication with her ever since. In fact, she actually came to me in spirit the morning before she passed away and really explained to me this whole process of life. We go through the roles that we play, and it's all perfect, really. And that's not to negate the grieving process by any means, because that's also part of the human experience. And the more we're emotionally attached to anything in life, we're going to have those emotional bonds to people, to circumstances, etc. However, I have realized that it's not so much about the idea of non-attachment, because that can sometimes sound cold, but when we have true compassion and full commitment to the moment, then the past doesn't weigh on us. Then we're not carrying it around with ourselves any longer in life, and we can just be who we truly are in the moment, for the moment, enjoying every aspect of the gifts that God is giving us in this beautiful life. And I've been blessed to have a lot of deep spiritual experiences this year, and I truly feel like I'm living with heaven on earth. And I've come to realize that everyone has that opportunity. Everyone's living in their own version of reality, and many choose to live in a world of fear, or at least some element of having fear in their perception. But I just realized it's not a necessity, and fear is actually a positive thing if we choose to use it as a platform for our spiritual growth and our personal development, as I have done. And that's what Phoenix Rising is really all about. And the Phoenix Rising Masterclass and workshop that I've created really empower people to allow themselves to deconstruct the old and rebuild the new from a whole new level of awareness, a whole new level of insight, and it grants them the opportunity to make a greater impact in their community. So I'd be happy to chat directly with you, Curtis, or RJ, a little bit about what my process actually is and walk you guys through it, or I can just do it solo on video here. But that's basically why I'm doing what I'm doing now.
I'm here with you. Let's see, Curtis. Curtis, would you like to do an interactive session with Matthew here?
Sure, let's do it. You ready, Matthew?
Awesome. Yeah,
That works.
totally. So,
Yeah.
so the process that I've mainly been utilizing lately to empower my clients and people in my masterclass is it's called gamma breathing.
Yeah.
And gamma breathing is specifically designed to put your brain into the gamma frequency or the gamma
Yeah.
brainwave state. And obviously from there we can ignite our intuition and we can unlock our full creative potential, which allows us to make a greater impact because now we're being more fully self-expressed in terms of who we actually are. So what we can do together here, and then obviously anyone watching right now or viewing the recording can breathe along. And so I'll just outline the instructions really briefly and then we'll dive into it. So we'll take a focus around like opening the heart because that's really going to be the power center. And if you think about the heart in terms of the chakras, if you take the chakra scale rather than having it horizontal, or sorry, rather than having it vertical and you turn it horizontal, it's actually the middle orb. It's the middle balance point of all the other chakras. So if you're living from the heart, everything else falls into balance. So we'll focus around gamma breathing for the purpose of unlocking the heart. And the way it works is the breathing cycle takes a little less than a minute. It's about 3 seconds per breath. It's mouth and nose breathing. And there's a brief hold at the bottom and top of every breath. And it can be done with eyes open or closed. And for you, Curtis, and anyone viewing, all you have to do is follow along one breath at a time. Are you ready to begin?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, perfect. So just in the aura and spirit of this wonderful symposium, we'll just amplify our positive feelings to share our gifts with the world and those who are viewing. And I'll begin right now. So just begin by breathing all the way in through your mouth and filling your lungs. And mouth out 3 seconds. And mouth in. And mouth out. Nose in. Nose out. Nose in. Nose out. Mouth in. Mouth out. Mouth in. Hold your breath. And let it go. And breathe normal. And it takes a few seconds to stabilize a little bit. So some people are more sensitive than others. And obviously, the more you're into the experience, the more you gain from it. But you're really just looking for 1 degree shift. So I find, and I'll come to you in a second, Curtis, just to get your experience. But I find it's just that 1 degree shift that really makes all the difference. If you're, on the road from New York to LA and you're 1 degree off, you might end up in a totally different location. So what do you notice after that exercise, Curtis?
I feel more relaxed.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's good.
Cool, great. So I mean, that's obviously the start of effective decision making. Our intuition comes from a place of deep relaxation rather than trying to figure things out or trying to force things to happen. And I find that's the biggest challenge for people in this reality, particularly amidst COVID, is there's a lot of control going on. There's a lot of mandates going on. There's a lot of giving away power to authority going on. And there's nothing wrong with that because people are in that level of awareness where that's how they want to function. But we also have the ability to withdraw giving away our power and really step into our own creation, our own authority. And that's a bit of a link there, a bit of a long link, but that's regarding my upcoming workshop, actually, where what we'll be doing is taking a deeper dive into this type of work for 2 days, about 6 hours per day. And it'll be a wonderful opportunity for people to really get into themselves, because ultimately, I think the 2 most important things in this world are trusting ourselves and being honest with ourselves. And if we know ourselves in the deepest way possible, then that's going to reflect outward. And so, I mean, maybe that's a good question here, Curtis, just to kind of dive a little bit more into, is like, in terms of self-honesty, do you feel that that's an important aspect of one's personal development and success in business?
Absolutely. You got to be honest with yourself so you can have better direction of what you want and to achieve it without like having negative energy around you. It'd be more
Yeah.
positive when you're honest, right?
And I think, you know, the people we attract is a key indicator of how honest we're being with ourselves. And one thing I learned from Gail, I actually learned two really important things that I'd like to share. And one is this idea of her favorite superhero, actually, which was Wonder Woman. And reason being is Wonder Woman had the lasso of truth. And so Gail had this superhuman ability that within 5 or 10 seconds of meeting someone, she could instantly know their level of integrity, their intention, and whether or not they fit into her life. So to me, that's the ultimate superpower, because business is all about relationships. And so if we're going to know how those people fit into our lives, and not from a place of controlling them, but just knowing what position do they play, right? Like on a sports team, for example, there's a lot of different positions on the field, and not everyone's going to be the quarterback or the centerman or whatever, right? So, you know, how we position them is mission critical. And sometimes the best way to position them is like on the bench or off the field, right? Because they just don't know.
Just don't know where they fit in, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's our mission critical idea, is where do we position people, and knowing intuitively where they fit, and coming from a place of creativity, having that whole brain functionality, left and right brain hemispheres working synchronistically. And then from there, and this is the second most important thing that I learned from my fiance Gail, is that she said there's two types of people in the world. There's gallon people and there's pint people. And it's terms of gallon in terms of our ability to love and give love and receive love. And then there's pint people, and it's not that there's anything wrong with a pint person. It's nothing about their stature. It's just their ability to love is not the same level of development yet. And the only reason why it's important to be aware of that, or one of the main reasons, is because if you're a gallon person and you're giving your love to a pint person, they can't receive all your gifts. They can't receive all your awareness. They're just not capable of it, right? So I think a lot of people in this intuitive space, this creative space, this personal development space, they can sometimes get frustrated because they're trying to help people that aren't capable of receiving what they can give. And so we have the option to kind of dumb it down a little bit, but you can only do that for so long, because to be fully creatively expressed, you have to let your light shine the brightest and full. And it was Marianne Williamson who said that our greatest fear is really ourselves, is allowing our light to shine and our power to come full force forward. So if we're trying to diminish ourselves to fit into people's pint box of, you know, their ability to receive information and love, we're not going to reach our full potential. So just knowing ourselves in that way, are you a gallon person? And obviously, if people are watching this, the answer is likely yes, you are. And it's, how do you develop that? How do you bring that even more? And then how do you surround yourself with more gallon-based people so that you can amplify your energy? So let's do one more of these breaths here, Curtis, and then tell me when we need to wrap it up. But what we'll do is amplify love, amplify our ability to give and receive from those that can match our frequency.
Right. Perfect.
So we'll begin by breathing all the way in through the mouth, filling the lungs. And mouth out 3 seconds. Mouth in. Mouth out. Nose in. Nose out. Nose in. Nose out. Mouth in. Mouth out. And mouth in. And hold your breath. And let it go. And relax. Just let it stabilize. And it's interesting because the ultimate goal here is just being in that deep, relaxed state and having that peaceful, open heart no matter what we're doing, because there's obviously lots of things going on in the environment. I'm noticing right now I'm living with a family member, and there's a little bit going on in the background. I'm like, oh man, I hope I'm not getting disturbed while I'm doing this live broadcast, right? But the idea here, even if that were to happen, we can still approach everything from a peaceful place, and being the eye of the storm is really, from my perspective, the only way to function. What was your experience after that, Curtis?
Very peaceful. I do meditation stuff anyway, so I always find that the breathing techniques really help me refocus. Especially if you're in a stressful situation, you can use the breathing technique to get you recentered and maybe, like you said, be eye of the storm in a situation that may be a little bit turbulent for you at the time. So I did enjoy that. It was very wonderful. Thank you, Matthew.
Thank you.
And I kind of followed along here with you as well. And you know what? The very first thing, I felt the energy coming out of me, like there was, starting to get exhaustion. I mean, I've been at this all morning. I've been working hard for the last several days. So there's some negative energy going on right at this point. And you know what? The very first thing, I felt that releasing out of me at the same time. So
very good.
Beautiful. Well, that's what the workshop's going to be, 2 days of deep diving into this type of work, releasing that negative energy, opening up your own magnetic field and heart to receive the abundance of life that's waiting for us. And it's just a decision. We just have to match that frequency, and it becomes our own experience.
And I love that you mentioned it was a decision, because this all boils down to a choice, right? We can choose to be the victim and go, you know what, this is what's happening to me. Life is like that. Or we can choose to do something about it. We can choose to step into our betterment and our greatness and grow a little. And I think we have to make that choice. And thank you for presenting that today, because I mean, you went through some trauma, something that people may have a hard time getting over, right? And thank you for your honesty and your bravery and sharing that with us, because people can learn from that. And it's all in what you put into life.
Amen. Thank you, Archie.
Thank you for sharing with us today.
Thanks, Matthew.
I've placed your links out there. We'll place it on our website. We'll make sure that people, adequately get the opportunity to attend this workshop, because again, we're looking to help people build a better life, and this is one of the ways they can do so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've just met Matthew Gardner. He is the founder of Phoenix Rising Masterminds, and we wanted to bring him to you because he has an amazing way to connect to gamma waves. I'll say that you may not understand it, but connecting to gamma waves to bring about a better awareness and focus for better direction, better connection. It's almost like a meditation, but it is another level of meditation. So please, we want you to follow Matthew. He's going to be a bigger fixture here as we get to present his masterclass here in Live and Love Life. We'll have that December 30th at 4 p.m. in our Live and Love Life Facebook community. You can get access to his mastermind or his workshop now. He has a 2-day workshop. You'll find that at www.tinyurl.com/y8ndtlpy. I'll put that right now if I can put it up, www.tinyurl.com/y8ndtlpy. So use this banner. Once again, this is for Matthew's 2-day workshop. You can get that at the link www.tinyurl.com. We had to create a shortened link, tinyurl.com/y8ndtlpy. Once again, Matthew is the creator of Phoenix Rising Mastermind, and he has an ability to help you connect to greater awareness and focus. Thank you, Matthew, for your time today. Thank you for sharing this technique with us, and thank you for bringing this forth in the Live and Love Life community. We're very fortunate to have you as part of the Better Life Symposium. Ladies and gentlemen, I am RJ Horner. That has been our broadcast today for Better Life Symposium. Again, I'm RJ Horner, your host and facilitator for Live and Love Life Empowerment. We are your community for life, and we are here to help you build a life you love to live. You can find us at our website, www.live-love-life.ca. You can find more of our speakers and their recordings at www.live-love-life.ca/better-life. That's www.live-love-life.ca/better-life. You can find us on Facebook. Please like and subscribe there at facebook.com/groups/live-to-love-life. That's live, the number 2, love life. Facebook.com/groups/live-to-love-life. And of course, please like and subscribe on YouTube if you like these videos and want to know more, want to follow us. Please like and subscribe on YouTube at Live and Love Life Empowerment. Again, thank you for joining me today. I am your host and facilitator, RJ Horner, for Live and Love Life Empowerment.